The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin' story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin' hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show, home of positive business talk. Thrilled that you are joining us today. What you got on tap there?
Well, I have to apologize. I have to apologize a little bit in advance. Our next expert guest is Zondra Evans. You can find her online at Coach Zondra, CoachZondra.com. I was chatting with her last night, and apparently, according to my family, the more time I spent on the phone with Coach Zondra, the little more Southern accent that I started to pick up on, which is so funny because I've never lived in the South, and I don't know where it comes from, but you guys are in for a treat. Zondra is a certified professional life, leadership, and transition coach. She provides coaching surrounding all of life's circumstances. She helps leaders develop their unique leadership style and teaches you how to finesse your style with confidence. She is the creator of Real Talk with Zondra, which is a virtual motivational webinar service just for us women. She also has extended her business to include caregiver coaching in order to help individuals who are providing the necessary tools to navigate through the transitions of care. Coach Zondra, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited and delighted to be here with y'all today.
Coach Zondra, I just want to give you a phone book and ask you to read it to me. Love your voice. Welcome to the program. Let's start with this. You are Coach Zondra to many, a certified life coach. What does a life coach bring to the table?
Well, Eric, that's a very good question. I want to talk actually about all three. So, the mere fact that we are still breathing means that we are living life. And, it takes leadership to actually manage our lives. And then last but not least, we all are in some type of transition daily. It could be a new job or career or starting a small business, promotion on your job, new first parents, empty nest syndrome. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
Right. Life hands us. I mean, it's not cookie cutter and it's not the same from start to finish. And in fact, if we're not seeing something change, right, then we should probably check our pulse.
And if you've never gone through one of these transitions before, having somebody who's observed it and navigated it and can give you the heads up probably makes a lot of sense, right, Zondra?
It makes great sense because I've had a lot of transitions in my life.
All right. So hiring a coach, especially for a life coach, leadership transition coach, let's give our audience just a couple of tips. If they're not thinking about it or they have been thinking about, I just need some help navigating this piece and maybe not even realizing how available a coach and how helpful a coach could be. What would you say, Zondra, are some of the top benefits of hiring a personal coach like yourself?
Yeah, I think that I consider, kind of the top 3 or 4 things is, you want to choose someone that's unbiased and willing really to hold you accountable. I think that a great coach really suspends judgment because the client's life is valuable and what they're experiencing is real. And then another thing to consider is someone who can really help you identify some deep-rooted barriers and partner with you to jumpstart you on your way to a celebrated life.
What do you mean by deep-rooted barriers? What are you talking about there?
I think that that's a good question.
Like negative thoughts?
We are brought up to believe certain things.
Sure.
So I want to use procrastination as an example.
Can we do something else? I'd like to put that one off.
No.
Did you say what now? Oh, about procrastination?
Yeah, I just wondered if maybe we could put that one off to later. Go ahead. Let's talk about procrastination.
I tell you, procrastination is a big deal. What we find is that folks will procrastinate at getting things done. And the reason for the procrastination, well, let me talk about what we do. We justify the procrastination. And we actually say, I work better under pressure. We've heard that over and over again. You probably say it. Angel may say it. Even I may say it at times, that we work better under pressure. When the reality is that we're really unsure about how to get it done or lacking the self-confidence on how to get started. And so the thing that is really happening is that you're, in the validation of procrastination, it actually increases stress and anxiety because you're subconsciously idling on, I have to get it done. So what I do is I teach people how to conquer their fears and just do it.
Zondra, Angel is not only nodding her head, but she's giving me sideways looks over this whole thing.
Well, I think a lot of times, Zondra, when you talked about that unbiased partner and the accountability partner, no judgment. What we end up, if we aren't working with somebody professionally, what we tend to do is either talk to our best girlfriend who really doesn't have an answer, who is biased, right? And doesn't want us to get hurt or to jump into something, right? Not really equipped to have this conversation. And so having somebody else who has really no ties to the outcome or even our past can have incredible value. I imagine it's incredibly enlightening to have these conversations with you. Zondra, do you have an example of somebody that you worked with that just was in this space and after talking with you had a great result?
I have lots of clients, that I work with. But I will say that most of the folks that I've worked with, it's something to this tune, that I really provide a safe haven for people to practice positivity. Like I am, I can, and I will. My clients say that working with me is a positive injection of energy that really has changed their life by helping them to discover who they are and why it's important to access their true potential. And understanding that this is not a dress rehearsal. And so, don't you want to,
get it on.
Purpose and live on purpose and integrate that into your daily life.
I love this. Our guest is Coach Zondra Evans, CoachZondra.com. That's spelled Coach ZONDRA.com. And you want to connect with her because, like she said, this is not a dress rehearsal. We got one chance to make it right.
Well, she is giving a 30-minute complimentary coaching call. 30-minute complimentary coaching call. What can we do in 30 minutes on a complimentary coaching call with you, Coach Zondra?
Well, we could do a lot in 30 minutes. First of all, when you sign up for a complimentary coaching session, there's a series of questions, about 3 questions, not a lot, for you to answer. So when you come into the session, we're already prepared to talk about some of the barriers that you're experiencing in your life. I kind of use the genie in a bottle approach. It says if you had one wish that you could change something in your life, what would that be? And we actually navigate through that in 30 minutes and just start talking about the power of positive possibility and potential that lives within inside of each and every one of us.
Oh, that sounds so powerful.
Absolutely. Listen, one of our listeners, Joy, says this: Coach Zondra Evans is outstanding. She's an unbiased partner that has truly made a difference for me. And listener KZ says, practicing positivity. Love it.
I love it. Coach Zondra, ZONDRA.com for your complimentary 30-minute coaching call. All right, let's talk about results. I know once you step past your fears, once you get out of your own way and you're dealing with those objections, what are some of the things that you see people, some of the results that they get from working with a life coach?
The first thing is, I think people start to realize that they're no longer riddled with fear, doubt, worry, and stress.
Mm-hmm.
Because I actually help people to reframe their thinking so that they're able to navigate their journey with a different mindset.
Another thing that I've discovered about you, Zondra, is that you talk about, you help people unpack their thinking and you talk about blocks. We've got about a minute left. What are these blocks that you're talking about?
Oh, the blocks are, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough.
Gotcha.
I'm not educated enough. There's many of those things that we think we're not enough. And so really get rid of those blocks of that you're not enough, because you are enough. The mere fact that you're still here, you're enough. So helping people to really understand their worth, their self-worth.
You are enough. Live your truest potential, not because you have to, but because you want to. Make sure you schedule that complimentary coaching call just for you, just for listening to this segment with Coach Zondra. She's going to help you remove the deeply rooted barriers keeping you from your most exciting potential. CoachZondra.com. She's going to be a regular feature here on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Yes.
Give us a thumbs up and a love if you love her. Make sure you reach out to her. Coach Zondra, thanks so much for being with us today.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Listener Kim, Coach Zondra is awesome at getting you out of your comfort zone. All right, folks, we'll be back right after these messages with more positive business talk. Angel Tussey, Eric Raymer. This is the Experience Pros Radio Network.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.
DMT.